today we're gonna be going over the top 5 symptoms of low testosterone. Before we get into it, I'll give you a little bit of my story so you know where I'm coming from. 2 years ago, I was diagnosed with hypogonadism, and I was struggling with every one of these 5 symptoms. But the 5th and last one that we'll go over is really the one that kind of connected the dots for me to begin to think that I had low testosterone. Starting off with symptom number 1 is energy and drive for life. As dudes, we gotta remember that testosterone is our driving force. It's what separates us from women and creates that beast alpha feel. The main ways that symptom number 1 affected me and my lifestyle was when I was waking up in the morning, I would sit on the edge of bed, be like, man, I really don't want to get up. I don't really have anything I need to get up for. Maybe I'll just sleep in a little bit more. And also in the rest of my day, I would just feel kind of la-di-da, like head in the clouds feeling with really no drive and purpose to keep me going. That is actually one of the first questions that doctors are going to ask you. If you struggle with that, you might have low testosterone. Decreased libido. If you just don't have the desire or you really don't feel excited about it anymore, this is a very clear sign that you probably have low testosterone. And ED, this one actually affected me in a weird way because I didn't actually have problems getting the job done, if you know what I mean, but where I had problems was in the morning, I never had my soldier standing at full salute. And honestly, I began to think it was kind of normal not to have that, but little did I know that's one of the main signs that you have low testosterone. If you wake up in the morning and there's nothing there, that's your body telling you that you don't have enough testosterone in your system. Symptom number 3 is mood changes. This is an interesting one because a lot of the times if you struggle with mood disorders, you go to the doctor, they'll prescribe you an antidepressant or some sort of anxiety medication and send you out the door. This is similar to my story. I went into my doctor and I was struggling with some major anxiety issues. She prescribed me Xanax, sent me out the door and said, good luck. And no matter how much medication I took, I never felt quite right. And depression as well. If you're always feeling down and kind of just low on life, this kind of rides right along with symptom number 1 with your energy levels. If you're constantly just in a state of just hopelessness, that is another sign that you might have low testosterone. And symptom number 4, this one is one I struggle with a lot, and that was lack of muscle gain and actually retaining fat. I felt like I was putting a decent amount of effort into the gym and trying to eat right, but I never saw any fat loss or muscle gains. My body literally looked the same for 2.5 years. I weighed around 248 pounds, I was overweight, and I really struggled to get rid of it. Alongside of low testosterone, I also had high estrogen. And if you have a combination of low testosterone and high estrogen, you actually might have a tendency to grow man boobs, which is exactly what I had, and it was very frustrating. If you're struggling to lose lower body fat or man boobs, you might also be struggling with low testosterone. And symptom number 5, this is the one that's kind of a little bit tricky, and it took some self-analyzing to really figure this one out. That is memory loss. Back when I had low testosterone, I would regularly walk into a room and be like, what the heck did I even come in here for? Why am I in this room? And it never made sense to me, and it was very frustrating because a lot of my time was wasted during the day forgetting what I was actually trying to do. Now that I've got my hormones corrected with testosterone replacement therapy, that does not happen anymore. I was just talking with my wife yesterday. She's like, yeah, I remember you used to do that a lot. You would walk into a room and have no idea why you were in there. So honestly, I'm just thankful not to have to deal with that anymore. That is a pretty big sign that you might have low T. So obviously now 2 years later, I have had some major changes going from extremely low levels of testosterone now to getting my levels corrected, and I feel freaking amazing. So after I figured out I had all those 5 symptoms, I began to wonder, what can I do to fix this? Step number 1 is to get your blood tested. First off, verify that you have low testosterone, and then now you can talk to a doctor about how to fix it. I'm gonna throw some links down in the description to some companies that send you at-home blood testing kits so you can get a clear idea of what your levels are so you can begin to get it fixed. After I got my blood tested, I sat down with my doctor, we went over the results, and she actually referred me to a hormone specialist where we came up with a regimen and plan to begin testosterone replacement therapy. I've been on TRT now for 2 years. My energy levels now are at an all-time high. I can go all day without getting tired, and I have a clear drive and mindset where I can accomplish my goals. I no longer struggle with any sort of ED or libido issues. I wake up in the morning and my soldier is standing at full salute. I'm super pumped about not having to worry about my anxiety issues anymore, and depression really isn't a thing now because I literally have such a clear vision for my life, where I want to go and how I want to help people. I've lost over 60 pounds of fat and I am continuing to gain muscle while doing it. I no longer struggle with man boobs. I was able to eliminate that, and now I feel very confident in my own skin. And you can verify this with my wife. I no longer walk into rooms and sit there for 5 minutes wondering why I walked in there. So memory loss is a thing of the past, and honestly, I feel sharper mentally now than I ever have before. So there it is, guys. Those are the top 5 symptoms of low testosterone. I would encourage you, go get your blood tested so you know what your levels are, and you can begin to formulate a plan that will help you correct your levels. If this video helped you at all, please consider subscribing because it is my goal now to create a community around dudes who are focused on building the best version of themselves while on testosterone replacement therapy. Let's go.